DJI has gone quiet. And if you know anything about how this company operates, that silence should be setting off alarm bells in your head right now. See, DJI doesn't do quiet. Every single major release in the last 5 years has been preceded by leaks, teaser clips, creator previews, and just enough accidental FCC paperwork to get the entire drone community buzzing weeks in advance. That's the playbook. That's how it always goes. Except this time, nothing. No leaks, no teasers, no creator whispers, just silence. So either DJI has gotten scarily good at keeping secrets, or the Mini 6 Pro is further away than anyone wants to admit. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly which one it is, plus the one detail buried in a fake leak video from earlier this year that most channels completely missed. And honestly, it changes how you should be reading every rumor from here on out. Stick with me, because we're going deep on this one. If you're new here, welcome. We spend our time doing the unglamorous work of separating actual signal from drone community noise, so you don't have to wade through 40 contradictory YouTube thumbnails just to figure out what's real. And today's topic might be the single most asked question in our inbox right now. When is the DJI Mini 6 Pro actually coming? And is it even going to be worth the upgrade? Now, I'll be honest with you up front. There is no official confirmation of anything here. No spec sheet, no press release, nothing. What we do have is a mountain of circumstantial evidence, historical patterns, regulatory tea leaves, and a whole lot of very informed guessing from people who've been tracking DJI's every move for years. I've pulled all of it together into one place, and I think by the end of this, you'll have a genuinely clearer picture than 90% of the content out there right now. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Timeline, features, the weight problem that's honestly becoming DJI's biggest engineering headache, and that fake leak story I mentioned. So let's not waste any time. The timeline puzzle. Let's start with the question everybody actually wants answered: when? To figure that out, we don't need to guess randomly, we can just look at DJI's own history, because this company is remarkably consistent once you zoom out. The Mini 3 Pro came out, and about 18 months later, the Mini 4 Pro showed up to replace it. Then the gap widened. The jump from the Mini 4 Pro to the Mini 5 Pro took closer to 2 full years. Notice the pattern? The intervals aren't shrinking, they're stretching. And if that trend holds, which, admittedly, is a big if with any tech company, the mathematically honest answer is that a Mini 6 Pro lands sometime in 2027, not before the end of this year. Here's the thing though, and this is where it gets interesting. Patterns exist to be broken when a company has a reason to break them, and DJI might actually have one. The Mini 5 Pro's launch was, to put it gently, a little rocky. We'll get into exactly why in a moment, but rocky launches sometimes push companies to move faster than their usual cadence, just to fix the narrative. So while history says 2027, circumstance might be whispering something closer to late 2026. Neither is confirmed. Both are plausible. Keep that tension in your head, because it matters for everything else in this video. Why Mini 5 Pro left people? Okay, so what actually went wrong with the Mini 5 Pro? Because if we're going to understand what a Mini 6 Pro needs to fix, we need to be honest about where the current model stumbled. 3 complaints keep surfacing over and over across owner forums and long-term review videos. First, it's loud. Genuinely, noticeably louder in flight than the Mini 3 Pro was, which feels like a step backward for a drone series that built part of its reputation on being the quiet, unobtrusive option. Second, battery life didn't quite hit the mark people expected. Not a disaster, but enough of a gap between marketing promises and lived experience that it became a recurring theme in feedback. And third, this one stings the most. For a Pro model, the video quality jump over the Mini 4 Pro felt smaller than the spec sheet implied. Numbers on paper looked great. Footage in the real world? A lot of experienced pilots said the difference was subtle, almost too subtle to justify an upgrade if you already owned the previous generation. None of this means the Mini 5 Pro is a bad drone. It isn't. But it does mean DJI walked into this generation with real, well-documented pressure points. And if a Mini 6 Pro shows up without addressing at least the noise and battery issues, it's going to face a much tougher, much more skeptical audience than any previous Mini launch. DJI's deafening silence. Now let's circle back to that silence I opened the video with, because I want you to understand exactly why it matters so much. DJI has a very predictable pre-launch rhythm. Weeks before an official announcement, you typically start seeing small, deliberate cracks in the wall. A creator partner posts a cryptic teaser, a product image gets accidentally indexed somewhere it shouldn't be, or a regulatory filing surfaces with a model number nobody recognizes yet. It's controlled. It's intentional. DJI wants the hype building before the reveal, and they've gotten very good at orchestrating exactly how much information leaks and when. As of right now, none of that is happening. No creator teasers, no accidental listings, no suspicious filings tied to anything resembling a mini successor. And that absence is genuinely informative because it tells us DJI isn't in the final pre-launch phase of their usual playbook. If they were weeks away, we'd almost certainly be seeing the first cracks already. We're not. Which either means launch is still comfortably far off, or DJI has changed its entire communication strategy for this specific product, and there's no strong evidence for the second option. So file this under quietly significant, not proof of a delay, but a pretty strong hint that any day now is probably not the right expectation to hold on to. The fake leak that fooled everyone. All right, here's the story I promised you, and honestly, it's one of the wilder little episodes in this entire saga. Earlier this year, a handful of videos started circulating claiming to reveal actual Mini 6 Pro specifications. Confident thumbnails, dramatic narration, the whole package. Comment sections lit up. People started treating the specs as near official. The problem? When creators and analysts actually sat down and scrutinized the footage frame by frame, they found something a little unsettling. It wasn't real footage of a new drone at all. It was recycled Mini 5 Pro promotional material run through some kind of AI generation or editing tool with new text and numbers slapped on top to make it look like a fresh leak. It wasn't a leak. It was fabricated content dressed up to look like a leak, and it fooled a lot of people before anyone caught on. Now, why does this matter beyond just being a fun bit of internet drama? Because it's a warning sign for exactly the kind of content flooding this topic right now. As excitement builds and the actual release date remains unknown, the incentive to fabricate exclusive leak content only grows stronger. So here's my honest advice. Whenever you see a video claiming to have leaked Mini 6 Pro specs, ask yourself where that information could have possibly come from. Because right now, legitimately, nobody outside DJI knows. Anyone claiming otherwise is either wrong, guessing, or manufacturing content for clicks. Keep that skepticism sharp for the rest of this year, because this won't be the last fake leak we see. The camera dream. All right, let's move into the fun part, what people actually want the Mini 6 Pro to have. And camera speculation dominates every single discussion thread on this topic, for good reason. The Mini 5 Pro currently runs a 3-inch sensor, which is solid for its weight class but still a noticeable step below what serious hybrid shooters really want. The Dream upgrade, the one that shows up in nearly every wish list, is a true 1-inch sensor. And look, this isn't science fiction. DJI actually did this years ago in the Phantom 4 Pro, proving the sensor size itself is achievable. The catch is that the Phantom 4 Pro was a much larger, heavier aircraft with way more room to work with. Cramming that same sensor technology into something under 250 grams is an entirely different engineering puzzle. Alongside a bigger sensor, the other frequently requested feature is variable aperture, something the Mini Pro line has never had. Right now, if you're shooting in bright daylight, you're stuck relying on ND filters to control exposure. Variable aperture would give pilots direct in-camera control instead, and several experienced operators have specifically called this out as the single upgrade that would make the Mini platform genuinely viable for professional and commercial travel work, not just enthusiast content. Then there's the 8K conversation. On the surface, 8K sounds like overkill, and for most casual viewers, it kind of is. But the real value isn't watching in 8K, it's the cropping and oversampling flexibility it unlocks. Shoot in 8K, and you get enormous room to punch in, stabilize, or reframe while still exporting a clean, detailed 4K final product. The open question is whether a sub-250-gram airframe can handle the heat and processing demands of sustained 8K recording without overheating or crushing battery life even further. That's a real physics problem, not just a marketing one. Smarter brains, processing, and tracking. Cameras get all the attention, but honestly, the more realistic upgrades for a Mini 6 Pro probably live somewhere less flashy. the processing chip. Every generation of DJI's active track system has gotten measurably smarter, and a next-generation image signal processor could push that even further better dynamic range straight out of the sensor. Cleaner low-light footage without relying entirely on post-production noise reduction, and faster, more reliable subject tracking that doesn't lose lock the moment something crosses in front of your subject. This is the unglamorous stuff that doesn't make for exciting thumbnails, but honestly makes a bigger day-to-day difference than a slightly bigger sensor number. There's also a real possibility of expanded obstacle avoidance. Right now, the Mini 5 Pro covers front, back, and downward sensing, which is good, but not complete. A more powerful processing chip could theoretically enable lateral, side-facing sensors too, closing the gap and giving pilots true all-around awareness, all without needing to add significant physical weight. Since the constraint here is computational, not just hardware. If DJI manages that, it would meaningfully close the safety gap between the Mini line and its bigger siblings, which currently have far more comprehensive sensor coverage. The battery bottleneck. Let's talk about the part nobody gets excited about in a promo video, but every single pilot cares about deeply: battery life. This is genuinely one of the hardest problems in the entire sub-250-gram category, because every gram devoted to a bigger cell is a gram taken away from something else: sensor size, structural rigidity, obstacle sensors, you name it. It's a constant balancing act, and DJI has already been squeezing this formula for several generations. The realistic expectation here isn't a dramatic leap. Industry watchers following battery chemistry trends suggest that newer lithium polymer formulations, or potentially early solid-state cell technology, could offer somewhere in the range of a 5 to 10% improvement in energy density. Translated into real flight time, that's probably just a few extra minutes in the air. Not nothing, but not the kind of headline feature that sells a new generation on its own either. In a weight class this constrained, though, even modest gains are genuinely hard-won, and pilots who fly commercially will absolutely notice those extra minutes when they're squeezing in one more shot before a permit window closes. The 249-gram cage. Now here's the constraint that ties every single one of those wishlist features together, and honestly, it might be the most important part of this entire video: the 250-gram weight limit. This number isn't arbitrary. In major regulatory regions, including the EU and the UK, drones under 250 grams qualify for dramatically simplified registration and fewer flight restrictions. That's not a small perk, it's the entire reason the Mini series exists as a product category in the first place. Cross that line, and suddenly you're dealing with registration requirements, more restricted airspace rules, and a much less casual ownership experience. But here's the tension. Every feature we just talked about — bigger sensor, variable aperture, extra obstacle sensors, better battery — adds weight, and DJI is running out of room. Several industry voices have openly speculated that the Mini 5 Pro may already be bumping up against the practical ceiling of what's achievable under 250 grams without compromising build quality or thermal performance. That's not a great position to be building a successor from. One possible way out is advanced materials carbon fiber components could shave weight while adding rigidity, and DJI clearly has the engineering capability to pull that off. The real question is cost. The Mini Pro line lives at a specific, competitive price point, and premium materials tend to blow budgets fast. There's also a slower-moving regulatory wildcard worth mentioning. The UK has been exploring changes that could push the simplified registration threshold up toward 900 grams for certain use cases. If that shift actually happens, and it would likely take years, not months, it could eventually loosen the pressure, keeping DJI locked under 250 grams. But that's a long-term possibility, not something influencing a 2026 or 2027 release. The American paradox. Let's address something we absolutely cannot skip: the United States market, because the situation there is genuinely strange right now. As of mid-2026, new DJI drones, including the Mini 5 Pro and the Mavic 4 Pro, still aren't officially available through standard US retail channels, thanks to ongoing customs and import restrictions. That creates a bizarre paradox. The US remains one of the largest drone markets on the planet, full of enthusiasts actively trying to get their hands on DJI hardware through gray market importing. And meanwhile, DJI keeps building products that technically comply with international standards, including FA remote ID broadcasting on certain models, despite not officially selling into the country at all. So what does this mean for a Mini 6 Pro specifically? Two things. and they pull in opposite directions. If DJI keeps the drone under 250 grams with its standard battery, it technically sidesteps FAA registration requirements for recreational flyers, which could make gray market ownership relatively painless for hobbyists. But without an official FCC declaration of conformity, using that same drone for anything commercial under Part 107 remains a legal gray zone at best. It's a messy, unresolved situation, and honestly, there's no clean answer here, just something every prospective American buyer needs to go in with their eyes open about. Has DJI hit a plateau? Here's a question worth sitting with for a second, because I think it's more important than any individual spec rumor. Has the Mini Pro line quietly hit a plateau? Remember smartphones in the late 2010s? Every year brought a new model, every year had a keynote, and every year the actual differences got smaller and smaller until upgrading annually stopped making any real sense. A growing number of experienced drone pilots think the Mini Pro series might be heading down that exact same road. The jump from the Mini 3 Pro to the Mini 4 Pro delivered something genuinely new: omnidirectional obstacle sensing and improved O4 transmission, real, tangible upgrades. But the move to the Mini 5 Pro, multiple long-term users report the real-world footage difference was subtle enough that it barely justified replacing a perfectly good Mini 4 Pro. So here's the uncomfortable question DJI has to answer with the next generation. What's actually going to make someone upgrade? If the Mini 6 Pro only delivers marginally better tracking, a few extra minutes of battery, and a modest sensor bump, that's not going to move the needle for existing owners. The features that would genuinely justify an upgrade, a true 1-inch sensor, variable aperture, meaningfully quieter operation, are exactly the features fighting hardest against the weight ceiling we just talked about. DJI is boxed in, and how they engineer their way out of that box is going to define whether the Mini 6 Pro feels like a real leap or just another refresh with a new number on the box. What to actually track? Okay, so if nothing's confirmed yet, how do you actually stay ahead of this instead of just doom-scrolling speculation videos? Here are the 3 real signals worth watching, and I genuinely bookmarked this section. First, FCC filings and international regulatory certifications. These almost always surface weeks before an official announcement, because manufacturers legally have to file before selling in certain markets. A new, unexplained model number showing up in a certification database is usually the earliest legitimate signal you'll get. Second, DJI's Creator Partner Network. This company has a long, consistent history of briefing select YouTubers and reviewers ahead of major launches under embargo, so they can hit the ground running with content the moment a product goes live. When you start seeing established, credible creators posting vague, suspiciously well-timed teaser content, that's usually not a coincidence. And third, this one's a little more subtle. Watch Mini 5 Pro pricing. Manufacturers frequently discount an outgoing model to clear inventory shortly before a successor launches. If you suddenly see meaningful, sustained price drops on the Mini 5 Pro, that's historically been a pretty reliable sign that DJI is making room on shelves for what comes next. Track those 3 things, and you'll genuinely know more sooner than most of the speculation content currently flooding this topic. Final verdict. So, pulling everything together, the historical release cadence, where the Mini 5 Pro sits in its life cycle, the total absence of DJI's usual pre-launch signals, and the very real engineering wall they're running into with that 250-gram limit, here's the most honest, grounded prediction I can offer you. The Mini 6 Pro is almost certainly in active development somewhere inside DJI right now, but everything currently points away from a 2026 launch and towards sometime in 2027, which would actually line up much more closely with DJI's established rhythm and give their engineers real time to solve the sensor, battery, and weight trade-offs properly, instead of rushing out an incremental refresh. Could DJI surprise everyone and move faster? Sure, it's happened before, and the Mini 5 Pro's rocky reception gives them a legitimate reason to want to accelerate. But surprise and probability are 2 very different things, and probability is currently pointing toward patience. And that's genuinely everything we know and everything we don't about the DJI Mini 6 Pro as of right now. Here's my honest advice. Don't trust any video, including maybe this one, that claims certainty on release dates or specs right now. Nobody outside DJI actually knows yet. What you can do is watch those 3 signals we just covered, keep your expectations grounded, and not get pulled in by another fabricated leak video like the one we talked about earlier. If this saved you from falling down a speculation rabbit hole, do me a favor and hit subscribe, because the moment any of those FCC filings or creator teasers actually surface, release, we'll be the first to break it down properly. No fake leaks, no clickbait specs, just what's actually verifiable. Drop a comment telling me which feature you're personally hoping for. The most I read every single one. And honestly, some of the best tips on this topic have come straight from this comment section. Thanks for sticking with me through this one. I'll see you in the next video.